Welcome to the Finance Wisdom Summaries. The Millionaire Fastlane. 1. The Great Deception. The traditional advice of get rich slow, going to school, getting a job, saving 10%, and investing in the stock market is a deception. It's a plan that sacrifices your youth and dreams for a potential payoff in old age, which is not guaranteed. This wealth in a wheelchair approach is a losing game because it's dependent on factors you can't control, such as a long life, job security, and the stock market's performance. Wealth should not be a prize you receive in your twilight years. It should include youth, fun, and freedom. The so-called golden years are often just a waiting room for death. How to apply in everyday life. Reject the notion that you must sacrifice decades of your life for a chance at a comfortable retirement. Stop telling yourself that true wealth and freedom are only for the old or the lucky. Look for ways to build wealth and achieve freedom while you're still young and energetic. 2. How I screwed get rich slow. Wealth doesn't require fame, physical talent, or rich parents. The author's personal journey to wealth began with a 90-second encounter with a young man driving a Lamborghini, which ignited the belief that wealth plus youth was a possible equation. The path to fast wealth is about exponential growth, not linear accumulation. After years of failed business ventures and menial jobs, the author found success by building an automated, internet-based business system. A money tree is a business that generates income 24/7 without requiring your constant time and effort. This is the essence of the fast lane, where you build a system that works for you. How to apply in everyday life. Don't be discouraged if you don't have a special talent or a privileged background. Start shifting your mindset from trading hours for dollars to building systems that can work for you. Use your free time to learn and build something, even if it's small, instead of consuming media or pursuing mindless entertainment. Every failure is a learning opportunity and a key step in building your process. 3. The road trip to wealth. Wealth is not a road, but a road trip. Focusing solely on the road, the specific strategy like real estate or stocks, while neglecting the road trip, the entire process, including your mindset and actions, is a common mistake that leads to failure. Millionaires are made by process, not by events. People often see the event, winning a lottery, selling a company for millions, but fail to see the long, arduous process, hard work, sacrifice, risk that preceded it. The path to wealth requires you to be the driver, not a passenger. You cannot outsource the journey. The process of building wealth forges character and strength, which cannot be gained if someone else does the work for you. How to apply in everyday life. Don't just look for the next hot tip or get-rich-quick scheme. Focus on the process. Instead of asking, "What do I need to do to get rich?" ask, "What is the process that successful people follow?" Be prepared to pay the toll with hard work and sacrifice, knowing that this is what weeds out the weak. Identify your current financial roadmap. Honestly assess your beliefs about money and wealth. If you're not where you want to be, recognize that your beliefs and actions are the root cause. Actively challenge and replace old limiting beliefs with new ones that align with a fast lane mindset. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never be rich," start thinking, "It is possible to become rich quickly if I follow the right process." The road most traveled, the sidewalk. The sidewalk is the path of no financial plan, characterized by instant gratification and a constant state of being one something from broke. Sidewalkers are trapped in lifestyle servitude, where they spend all their income, and more, through debt, on things that provide temporary pleasure and status. This mindset is money blind. It doesn't matter how much a person earns. An income-rich sidewalker, like a famous rapper or athlete, can be just as broke as an income-poor one, because their spending always outpaces their earnings. How to apply in everyday life? Stop living paycheck to paycheck and spending every dime you earn. Recognize that your lifestyle is not a reflection of your worth, and resist the urge to impress others with material possessions. Be honest about your financial situation and understand that without a plan, you are headed toward financial doom. Has your wealth been toxified? Society's definition of wealth is toxic and misleading. It equates wealth with material possessions like mansions and luxury cars, creating a false illusion that can destroy real wealth. True wealth is a trinity of three fundamental F's: family, fitness, and freedom. Material possessions are merely a byproduct of this trinity, not the core of it. The pursuit of faux wealth, looking rich without being rich, is an enemy of real wealth because it often comes at the cost of freedom, health, and relationships. How to apply in everyday life? Reevaluate your definition of wealth. Ask yourself if the things you spend your money on are buying you more freedom or more servitude. Focus on nurturing your health, strengthening your relationships, and acquiring the freedom to live life on your own terms. True happiness comes from these three things, not from a new car or a big house. Misuse money, and money will misuse you. The phrase, "money doesn't buy happiness," is a poor person's creed used to justify their lack of wealth. The real problem is not money itself, but the misuse of money. Money misused buys bondage and lifestyle servitude, while money used properly buys freedom. Lifestyle servitude is a cycle where you work for income, use that income to support an extravagant lifestyle and debt, which then forces you to work even more. How to apply in everyday life? Before making a major purchase, ask yourself, can I truly afford this? If the purchase requires mental gymnastics or depends on future income, you can't afford it. Reject the instant gratification that leads to parasitic debt and focus on using money to buy back your time and freedom. Lucky bastards play the game. Luck is not a random event, but a direct result of process, actions, and hard work. People who sit on the sidelines and do nothing will never get lucky. Sidewalkers believe wealth is an event, so they spend their time chasing big hits like lotteries or get-rich-quick schemes, rather than engaging in the process that creates lasting wealth. The mindset that rich people just got lucky is a disempowering belief that prevents you from taking control of your life. Get up and play the game. Consistently take action, learn, and expose yourself to opportunities. The more you put yourself out there and work hard, the more you increase the probability of getting lucky. 9. Wealth demands accountability. One of the anchors of the sidewalk is the belief that others can give you wealth. This mindset leads to victimhood. The law of victims states that you can't be a victim if you don't give up control to someone who is capable of making you a victim. Responsibility is owning your choices, and accountability is modifying your behavior based on the consequences of those choices. How to apply in everyday life? Take the driver's seat of your life and stop blaming others for your financial situation. Own your mistakes and learn from them. Instead of saying, "they laid me off," ask yourself, "what could I have done to make myself more valuable or secure?" This shift from victim to victor is crucial for a fast lane mindset. 10. The lie you've been sold, the slow lane. The slow lane is a financial plan based on sacrificing today for a future payoff that is neither guaranteed nor desirable. This plan is a sucker's bet because it assumes you will live long enough to enjoy your wealth and that you will be gainfully employed and healthy for 40 to 50 years, which is an unrealistic gamble. The slow lane's default return on your time is negative 60%, trading 5 days of work servitude for 2 days of weekend freedom. This is a terrible trade that robs you of your most valuable asset, time. How to apply in everyday life? Don't settle for a life that is just good enough. Challenge the traditional idea of working a hated job for 40 years. Seek opportunities that can give you a better return on your time, allowing you to enjoy your life while you are still young and vibrant. 11. The criminal trade, your job.
A job is a criminal trade because it forces you to exchange your time, your life, for money in a linear and limited way. Jobs are rooted in limited leverage and a lack of control over your income, making it impossible to achieve fast wealth. The limitations of a job extend beyond income. They include a restricted skill set, a lack of control over your work environment, and a pay-yourself-last model where taxes and other expenses take priority. How to apply in everyday life? Look for ways to earn money that are not directly tied to your time. Instead of seeking a pay raise from your boss, find ways to increase your value to the market independently. Use your job to learn valuable skills, but don't let it become your only source of income or identity. 12. The slow lane. Why you aren't rich. The slow lane is a losing strategy because it relies on uncontrollable limited leverage, ULL. The two variables in the slow lane wealth equation, a job and market investments, are limited by time and cannot be controlled. Your salary or hourly wage, intrinsic value, is limited by the number of hours in a day and the years in your life. Compound interest, the other half of the slow lane equation, is also a weak wealth accelerator because it is dependent on long periods of time and uncontrollable market yields. How to apply in everyday life? Don't rely on the stock market or a 401k to make you rich. They are tools for income and wealth preservation for the rich, not for wealth creation for the poor. Focus on building an asset that you can control and leverage rather than hoping for a 50-year plan to work out. 13. The futile fight, education. Slow laners often try to fight the limitations of their wealth equation by raising their intrinsic value through expensive formal education. However, this can lead to education servitude, where debt from student loans forces you into a job you don't like just to pay off the loans. Not all education is created equal. The best education is one that helps you build a business system and acquire skills without incurring parasitic debt. How to apply in everyday life? Don't go back to school just to get a bigger salary. Evaluate the cost and benefits. Look for free or inexpensive ways to educate yourself, such as online courses, books, and self-study. Your education should empower you to create your own business, not enslave you to a job.
14. The hypocrisy of the gurus. Many financial gurus are guilty of a paradox of practice, meaning they get rich by selling advice, fast lane, but preach a completely different strategy, slow lane. They advocate for saving, investing in mutual funds, and living frugally, but their own wealth comes from selling millions of books, hosting seminars, and media appearances. The rich use the markets for income and wealth preservation, not to create it. They start with a large sum of money from their fast lane business and then invest it in stable instruments like bonds. How to apply in everyday life? Be critical of financial advice. Look at the source. If someone is telling you to invest in a product to get rich, ask yourself, how did they get rich? From selling that product or from investing in it? Take advice only from those who have a proven, successful track record of what they are teaching. 15. Slow lane victory, a gamble of hope. The slow lane is a plan of hope, not control. It's a gamble that assumes your health, job, home value, and the economy will all align perfectly for decades. This roadmap is predisposed to mediocrity and has an estimated 70% failure rate, where people find themselves having to work well into their golden years. A slow lane millionaire, a net worth of $1 million, is not actually rich in today's terms. The wealth they accumulate over a lifetime is often just enough for a middle-class lifestyle, not the extravagant one people envision. How to apply in everyday life? Don't put your financial future in the hands of fate. Embrace control over your income and investments. Understand that $1 million is no longer the symbol of ultimate wealth. Set a higher, more realistic target for your financial freedom that accounts for inflation and lifestyle desires. 16. Wealth's shortcut. The fast lane. The fast lane is a business and lifestyle strategy based on controllable, unlimited leverage, or CUL. This creates an environment for rapid wealth creation that can cut 40 years from the journey. The fast lane is about building your own business and shifting your focus from consuming to producing. Get rich quick is not a myth, it's a reality, preceded by a process of hard work and sacrifice. Don't confuse it with get rich easy, which is a scam. How to apply in everyday life? Start thinking like a producer. Look for needs in the world and find ways to solve them. Don't be afraid of hard work and long hours, especially in the early stages, because you're building a system that will eventually give you freedom. The goal is to build a money tree that can grow on its own. 17. Switch teams and playbooks. To get rich, you must stop playing for team consumer and switch to team producer. Consumers buy products, take jobs, and pay interest. Producers sell products, create jobs, and lend money. By adopting a producer mindset, you begin to see opportunities where others only see consumption. A fast lane business is the key to unlocking CUL because it allows for unlimited and controllable leverage, unlike a job which is limited and uncontrollable. How to apply in everyday life. When you see a commercial, don't just see the product, analyze the business behind it. Ask yourself how they make money and what need they are solving. Instead of buying something, think about how you could create and sell something similar. This shift in perspective is the first step toward a producer mindset. 18. How the rich really get rich. The fast lane wealth equation is wealth equals net profit plus asset value. This equation is not bound by time, and its variables are controllable and unlimited. Net profit is calculated by units sold multiplied by unit profit. The key is that units sold can have an enormous, limitless ceiling, allowing for exponential income growth. Asset value is the worth of your business, which can be sold for a large lump sum. It's calculated by net profit multiplied by an industry multiple. A single dollar of profit can be worth many dollars in asset value. How to apply in everyday life? Choose a business that has the potential for a large number of customers, or units sold, or a high profit margin per customer, unit profit. Avoid businesses with a low ceiling on these variables. Instead of working for a fixed salary, build a business that has an unlimited income potential based on its ability to serve many people. 19. Divorce wealth from time. The key to the fast lane is to divorce your wealth from your time. Instead of trading your life for money, you invest your time into building a system that can generate income on its own. This system is your money tree, and its fruit is passive income. Passive income is the holy grail of retirement because it allows you to live without a job regardless of your age. There are 5 types of money trees: rental systems, computer or software systems, content systems, distribution systems, and human resources systems. Each has the potential for passivity and can generate income long after the initial effort. How to apply in everyday life? Look for a business idea that can be automated or systematized. For example, instead of opening a coffee shop where you have to be present all the time, create a product or write a book that can be sold to thousands of people online without your direct involvement.
This allows you to generate income while you sleep. 20. Recruit your army of freedom fighters. The best money tree seedling is money itself. When you have money, you can switch from being a consumer to a producer by becoming a lender, owner, or employer. Every dollar saved is a freedom fighter in your army. A large sum of money invested at a modest interest rate can generate a significant passive income stream, freeing you from the need to work. The rich don't use compound interest to build wealth. They use it to create income and preserve their wealth after they have already accumulated it through a fast lane business. How to apply in everyday life. Start saving and investing, even small amounts. But don't expect this to make you rich quickly. The goal is to accumulate a large enough sum of money through your fast lane business so that the power of compound interest can work for you, creating a passive income stream that covers your lifestyle. 21. The real law of wealth. The law of attraction is a flawed philosophy that ignores the importance of action. The true and absolute law of wealth is the law of affection. The law of affection states that the more lives you positively impact through a system you control, the richer you will become. This impact can be through scale, affecting millions of people in a small way, like selling a book, or magnitude, affecting a few people in a big way, like a plastic surgeon. How to apply in everyday life? Stop dreaming and start doing. Focus your energy on creating something that solves a problem or adds value to a lot of people's lives. Your income is a direct reflection of the value you provide to society. 22. Own yourself first. You are the vehicle to your wealth. The first step to a successful journey is to own yourself. Paying yourself first is impossible in a job because the government and other entities get paid before you. To truly pay yourself first, you must form a business entity, like a C Corp, S Corp, or LLC. This structure allows you to pay yourself and your business expenses first and the government last. How to apply in everyday life? If you have a business idea, formalize it by creating a legal entity. This gives you control, limits your personal liability, and provides tax advantages that are not available to employees. 24. Life steering wheel. The leading cause of poverty is not a lack of money, but a series of poor choices. Your life is the sum of your choices, both conscious and unconscious. To change your circumstances, you must first change your choices. Treasonous choices are actions that do irreparable harm to your life and dreams, such as accumulating parasitic debt or getting involved in illegal activities. How to apply in everyday life? Be mindful of every choice you make, no matter how small. Use the tools like the worst-case consequence analysis to avoid treasonous choices and the weighted average decision matrix to make better big decisions. 25. Wipe your windshield clean. Your perception of the world can either empower you or hold you back. The young man who saw the Lamborghini and thought, "I'll never own one," was limited by his own perception. To succeed, you must adopt a belief system that aligns with your goals. This involves actively seeking out information and people that support your new beliefs. The past does not equal the future unless you allow it. You have the power to reframe past failures as learning experiences that serve your future. How to apply in everyday life? Challenge your limiting beliefs and the negative language you use. Replace "I can't" with "How can I?" Actively seek out stories of people who have achieved what you want to achieve and let their success become a part of your new belief system. 26. Deodorize flatulent headwinds. Society's gravitational pull keeps people on the path of mediocrity. To be extraordinary, you must break free from social conditioning and the expectations of others. Headwinds are the people and environments that discourage you from pursuing your dreams. They are often well-meaning, but are conditioned by a lifetime of slow-lane thinking. A significant other or partner who doesn't share your vision can be the most dangerous headwind of all. How to apply in everyday life? Surround yourself with people who support your goals and ambitions. Actively seek out mentors and like-minded individuals who can serve as tailwinds. Don't waste your energy trying to convince people who are comfortable with mediocrity. 27. Your primordial fuel, time. Time is the most valuable asset you own, not money. The poor value their time at zero, while the rich value it highly. Your life is composed of free time and indentured time. Indentured time is the time you spend working for money. It is the ransom you pay for your free time. Parasitic debt is the thief of lives because it forces you to spend more time working, indentured time, to pay it off, thereby stealing your free time. How to apply in everyday life? Value your time as a finite resource. Don't waste it on activities that don't move you closer to your goals. Before making a purchase, calculate its true cost, not just in dollars, but in the hours of indentured time you will have to work to pay for it. 27. Change that dirty, stale oil. Education is the oil for your vehicle.
You must constantly learn and reinvent yourself to succeed in the fast lane. Formal education should not end with graduation. The world changes constantly, and your knowledge must evolve with it. The best education is gained through experience and self-study, not just formal schooling. This type of learning is inexpensive and doesn't come with parasitic death. How to apply in everyday life? Make learning a daily habit. Read books, listen to podcasts, and watch educational videos during your commute, workout, or other downtimes. Your goal is not to get another degree, but to acquire the knowledge and skills needed to build and grow your business. 28. Hit the red line. Fastlane winners are forged at the red line, which is a state of pure, unadulterated commitment and hard work. There's a massive difference between being interested in wealth and being committed to it. Interest reads a book, while commitment applies it 50 times. Success requires taking intelligent risks and embracing failure as a natural part of the process. Intelligent risks have a limited downside but an unlimited upside. How to apply in everyday life. Stop making excuses and start taking action. Don't wait for someday to start your journey. Be prepared to work hard, make sacrifices, and face failure. One home run can change your life, but you have to get up to the plate and swing to hit it. 29. The right road routes to wealth. Not all roads lead to wealth. Your chosen business or career must be a direct route to the law of affection. The effectiveness of a Fastlane road is measured by the 5 Fastlane commandments, or NECST: need, entry, control, scale, and time. A business road that satisfies all 5 commandments has the highest potential for wealth creation and speed. How to apply in everyday life. Before you commit to a business idea, use the NECST framework as a litmus test. Ask yourself, does this business solve a real need? Does it have high barriers to entry? Do I have full control over it? Can it be scaled to a global audience? Can it be detached from my time? 30. The commandment of need. Businesses that solve needs win. Businesses that don't fail. A business founded on selfish motives, like "I want to do what I love," is built on a sand foundation and is destined to fail. To succeed, you must surrender your own selfishness and focus on the needs of the marketplace. Stop chasing money and start chasing needs, problems, and pain points. Money is a reflection of the value you have provided to others. Help millions of people and you will make millions. How to apply in everyday life. Look for problems in your daily life or in your community. What frustrates you? What do you wish was better? Those are your opportunities. Instead of starting a business based on your hobbies, find a problem that you can solve for a large number of people. 31. The commandment of entry. The commandment of entry states that as a business's barriers to entry fall, its effectiveness and profitability decline due to increased competition. Low barrier entry businesses are weak roads because they are easily saturated with competitors. To succeed in a market with low entry barriers, you must be exceptional. This is why only a handful of people make a lot of money in network marketing or blogging, while millions of others fail. How to apply in everyday life. Don't get into a business that anyone can start in a day or less. Look for business ideas that require a certain level of skill, knowledge, or capital. This creates a natural barrier that keeps most people out and increases your chances of success. 32. The commandment of control. You must be the driver of your financial plan, not a hitchhiker. The commandment of control requires you to have full control over every aspect of your business, from pricing to marketing to operations. Hitchhiking a fast lane, like joining a network marketing company or an affiliate program, means you are at the mercy of the driver who can change the rules at any time, leaving you with no recourse. The driver of the business always makes the big money, while the hitchhiker only makes good money. How to apply in everyday life. Be the shark, not the guppy. Don't invest your time and energy into building someone else's brand. Create your own business and brand and retain full control over its direction and policies. 33. The commandment of scale. Scale is the bloodline of the fast lane, allowing you to achieve a disproportionate return on your efforts. It's about having a large market size or habitat for your product or service. Businesses that violate the commandment of scale are like a car with a speed limit of 15 miles per hour, making rapid wealth accumulation impossible. Scale can be achieved through reach, or selling a low-priced item to 1 million of people, or magnitude, or selling a high-priced item to a few people. How to apply in everyday life. Choose a business idea with a global market, like an online business. Don't open a local shop that can only serve a few hundred people. The larger your potential customer base, the higher your leverage and the faster you can accumulate wealth. 34. The commandment of time. The commandment of time requires your business to be detached from your time.
If your business demands your constant presence, it is a job in disguise and violates this commandment. Passive income is the goal, and it is achieved by building a system that can run and generate income without you. A business that is unable to be automated or systematized is an infertile ground for a money tree. How to apply in everyday life. When considering a business idea, always ask, how can I get this to run without me? This forces you to think about automation, systems, and hiring, which are the building blocks of a truly passive business. 35. Rapid wealth, the interstates. The most potent fast lane roads are the 3 I's: Internet, innovation, and intentional iteration. The Internet is the fastest road to wealth because it naturally scales globally, can be automated, and has a high potential for leverage. Innovation is about creating or improving a product, service, or piece of information. It's not always about inventing something new, but about making an existing product better. Intentional iteration is the process of scaling a successful business that starts small by replicating it, like franchising. How to apply in everyday life. Identify which of these interstates aligns best with your skills and interests. Use the internet to start a business that can reach a global audience, or find an existing product or service and find a way to improve upon it. 36. Find your open road. Opportunities are everywhere, disguised as complaints, frustrations, and unmet needs. Don't be discouraged if someone is already doing it. The question is, can you do it better? Many of the world's most successful companies took old ideas and executed them better. How to apply in everyday life. Tune your mind to listen for problems and frustrations in your daily life. When you or someone else says, "I hate, this frustrates me," or "I wish there was," a potential opportunity has just presented itself. 37. Give your road a destination. The destination of the fast lane is freedom, and freedom costs money. To achieve this freedom, you need a financial target. This is done by defining your desired lifestyle, assessing its cost, and setting a specific target for your money system and business system. Start working towards your financial goals today, no matter how small the action. The goal is to build a consistent process that moves you closer to your destination. How to apply in everyday life. Calculate exactly how much money you need to live your dream lifestyle. Use this number as your target. Don't be overwhelmed. Break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Start a daily habit of saving, even just loose change, to reinforce your commitment. 38. The speed of success. The speed of success is not a great idea, but great execution. An idea is just potential speed, while execution is the actual speed. Ideas are worthless. Execution is priceless. A brilliant idea with no execution is worth nothing. A mediocre idea with brilliant execution can be worth millions. The king of your chess match is execution, and your pawns are your ideas. How to apply in everyday life. Don't waste time trying to find the perfect idea. Pick a good idea and focus all your energy on executing it flawlessly. Start building your product or service even if it's imperfect. The process of doing is what creates momentum. 39. Burn the business plan, ignite execution. Business plans are largely useless because they are based on assumptions. The world will invalidate your plan the moment you launch your product. A track record of execution is the best business plan you can have. Investors don't invest in ideas, they invest in people with a proven ability to execute. The world's reactions to your product or service are your guide. Listen to the feedback, adapt, and make changes as needed. How to apply in everyday life. Don't get paralyzed by the need to have a perfect plan. Start small, get a prototype out there, and see how people react. Let the market tell you what works and what doesn't. 40. Pedestrians will make you rich. Customer service is the bishop of your business's chess match. It's an opportunity to turn customers into loyal evangelists for your brand. Complaints are valuable feedback that can reveal unmet needs and opportunities for innovation. To exceed expectations and create loyal customers, you must provide superior unexpected customer service, or SUCS. This involves going above and beyond what your customers expect. How to apply in everyday life. Take a look at your competition's customer service. What do they do poorly? What do customers complain about? Find ways to solve those problems and provide a level of service that is so good it surprises people. This will create free word-of-mouth marketing for your business. 41. Throw hijackers to the curb. A business partnership is like a marriage. It can be a great accelerant or a painful liability.
Be cautious about whom you trust with the keys to your business. This includes partners, employees, and professional advisors. Unverified trust exposes you to risk. Always verify what you're told and don't be tempted by the beer without seeing the chainsaw first. How to apply in everyday life. Choose your business partners wisely. Ensure you have the same vision, work ethic, and values. Trust but verify, and don't give away control of your business to people you don't know or who don't have a track record of success.
42. Be someone's savior. Me Too businesses based on selfish motives quickly fall into commoditization, where the only way to compete is on price. To avoid commoditization, you must have a unique selling proposition, USP, that differentiates your product or service from the competition. Your USP should be the knight in shining armor that saves your customers from a pain point, a problem, or a frustration. How to apply in everyday life? Forget about what your competitors are doing. Focus on what they're doing wrong. Find a specific pain point or a need that is not being met and create a business that solves that problem better than anyone else. This is how you differentiate yourself and build a brand that customers will be loyal to. 43. Build brands, not businesses. Businesses survive, but brands thrive. A brand is a powerful defense against commoditization and a way to build customer loyalty that transcends price. Branding is about creating a specific identity and emotional connection in the minds of your customers. To rise above the noise of a crowded marketplace, your marketing must be polarizing, risque, emotional, interactive, or unconventional. How to apply in everyday life? Don't just open a business, build a brand. Define your unique selling proposition and communicate it in all your marketing materials. Use unconventional marketing techniques to get attention and connect with your audience on an emotional level. 44. Choose monogamy over polygamy. Polygamist opportunists are people who scatter their focus across multiple business ventures, leading to mediocre results across the board. To build a truly successful business, you must be monogamous with your focus, dedicating all your time and energy to one venture. Once you have built a successful business and accumulated wealth, you can then afford to be polygamous with your interests and investments. How to apply in everyday life? Pick one business idea and commit to it 100%. Don't get distracted by other opportunities. Focus on building that one business into a dominant force in its market. 45. Put it together. Supercharge your wealth plan. The fast lane is a systematic process for wealth creation. To supercharge your plan, you must follow a series of steps that include adopting the right mindset, making smart choices, and taking consistent action. Your journey will be filled with obstacles and challenges, but a burning passion for your why will provide the motivation to overcome them. The path to wealth is not about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them and using them to grow. How to apply in everyday life? Start today. Don't wait for someday. Make a conscious choice to change your life's trajectory. Set clear goals, educate yourself constantly, and commit fully to building a fast lane business. The Millionaire Fastlane, the core idea. The central idea of the Millionaire Fastlane is that true wealth is not a matter of luck or a lifelong slow grind of saving and investing. Instead, it is a direct result of a calculated and rapid process of entrepreneurship. The book advocates for abandoning the traditional slow lane model of trading time for a linear income and instead embracing the fast lane model, which is defined by a business system with limitless and controllable leverage. This system, or money tree, is built on the foundation of solving a real need in the marketplace. By focusing on producing value for a large number of people, controlling all aspects of your business, and committing to relentless execution, you can divorce your income from your time, create exponential wealth, and achieve financial freedom in your youth, not in your old age. The essence of the book is to stop being a passive consumer and start being an active producer, making conscious choices that align with a winning formula for speed and freedom.
If you enjoyed the content, please consider supporting the author. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe. Now, let's go to the next video.